Now shift your awareness once more to the space right underneath your heart space, to the area where your ribs are. See if you can bring your breath here and feel and experience how the breath makes this area rise and fall, and rise and fall. The focus here is on breathing deeply, not quick and shallow, but deep and slow. Inhale, rise, and exhale, fall. Inhale, rise, exhale, fall. Now shift your awareness to your belly button. The eyes are still closed here. See if you can take note of how your breath affects this area of the body. It's much more subtle than the rest, but still, with deep, slow breaths, we can find a subtle rise and fall in this area of the body. Again, rise and fall. Very good. We'll go ahead here and flutter our eyes open. And then extend your feet in front of you here. Again, move the flesh out from underneath you if need be. And if this is difficult, feel free to place a pillow or a blanket under you. A pillow or a blanket is always really nice to have on hand during a yoga practice. Sometimes it gives us just the support that we need in this moment. With your feet in front of you, go ahead and flex your feet and then extend your feet. Flex your feet, extend your feet. And then place your hands either with the palm on the ground next to your hips. And if this is difficult, you can make little cages with your hands like this, and your fingertips will be on the mat on either side of you. Go ahead and roll your shoulders back. Your chest is forward. And again, allow your breath to enter your body and pay attention to the rise and the fall. And sync that breath with the movement of your feet. This is a variation of the posture Dandasana. And we're going to come back to this posture later. We're going to see what a gentle yoga flow, what effects it has on this posture. The goal here is to keep the back as straight as possible and keep as much of the back of our legs on the ground as we possibly can. Very good. Today's focus is largely going to be on the thoracic spine. It is the area of your spine that starts about where the top of your hip bones are, and it extends all the way up to your cervical spine, which is your neck. You want to try to make this area as straight as possible. The goal of a yoga practice is often to straighten the spine. And this area of the spine so often gets overlooked as we sit at a desk throughout the day or we look down at our phones. Today we're going to do just some subtle flows to open it up, get it just a bit more straight. Find stillness in your feet. Try to sit just a little bit taller here. Maybe put your chest just a little bit forward. It might burn just a little bit. Very good. And then relax. Go ahead and cross your legs in front of you in whatever way is comfortable. Once more, if this is difficult, you can put a pillow or a blanket underneath you. And then roll your shoulders back once more. With an inhale, raise your arms above your head. Exhale, lower your arms back to either side of you, but do it slowly, almost like you're moving through molasses. Or maybe you're swimming on a warm summer's day. Inhale, arms come up on either side of you. Plug your shoulder blades in here. Exhale, arms fall to either side. Inhale. Go ahead and use your head in this movement as well. You can look up towards your hands if that's comfortable. And then with an exhale, you can slowly lower your head to look towards the ground in front of you. Inhale, this one last time. Exhale. Very good. Inhale, arms come above the head. Look up at your hands if that's comfortable. Exhale, leave your right hand above your head and allow your left hand to come to the mat. Inhale, really stretch through that right side here. And take a couple deep breaths. Use your strength to push your right hip towards the mat. Trying to find as much length as possible on that right side. Look up if that's comfortable. Inhale. Very good. Exhale. Inhale. Left hand comes to meet the right hand above our heads. Exhale. This time the right hand comes down on the mat. With an inhale, we stretch the left hand up above our heads. Once more, we find length in our side body. Look up if that's comfortable. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, the left hand comes to meet the right hand at the top of the mat. Exhale, left hand comes to the mat, right hand stretches overhead. Inhale. Exhale, we're going to move a little bit quicker now. Inhale, left hand comes to meet the right hand above our head. Exhale, right hand comes to the mat. Inhale. Stretch. Exhale. We'll do this one more time on each side. Inhale, right hand comes overhead. Exhale, lower the left. See if you can open up your side body here. Inhale, right arm comes to meet the left arm above our heads. Exhale, right arm comes to the mat. Find that stretch. Open your chest towards the front of the room. Exhale. Inhale. Right arm meets the left arm up overhead. Exhale. Bring the hands together at the center. Allow your hands to meet at your heart. Close your eyes one last time. Roll your shoulders back. Feel the exchange of warmth from your thumbs as they press into your heart, and from your heart as they press into your thumbs. Flutter the eyes open, and we'll meet on all fours. Place the hands directly underneath your shoulder here, and your knees are directly underneath your hips. We'll move through a cat-cow. Inhale, the back, look up towards the ceiling. Exhale, press the chest towards the ceiling. Bring your chin in towards your chest. Inhale, arch the back, look up. Exhale, move to the opposite motion. Press through all four corners of your palms. Press through every joint of the fingers even, and continue to move through this motion at your own breath. If it's comfortable, you can do so with your eyes closed and focus all of your attention internally. Now begin to move your body intuitively in whatever way calls to you. You can move your body back and forth as you move through this arching position. You can also move your body from side to side. You feel into both side bodies here. Whatever feels comfortable. You can even move your head around if that's what speaks to you. Or you can find stillness. Allow your body to move in whatever way you deem fit. Exhale. Find stillness here. Tuck your tummy in. Curl your toes underneath your feet. Inhale. And with the exhale, lift your knees up about an inch off the mat. Feel what that does to your stomach region and your abdominal muscles. Go ahead and relax your knees back onto the mat. Inhale, arch. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, lift your knees about an inch off the mat once more. Tuck your tummy in. And then release your knees back onto the mat. Arch your back. Inhale. And exhale, chin to chest. Find yourself with a neutral spine. Widen your hands. Make your grip as large as possible on the mat. Tuck your tummy in. Roll your shoulders back ever so slightly to press your heart forward. And then we're going to move into our first downward dog of the practice. So tuck your tummy in. Find strength from your hands and push yourself back to a downward facing dog. You can have the knees bent here if that's what's comfortable. And feel free to walk your dog. So maybe bend each knee, straighten the opposite knee. And try to find yourself with as flat of a back as you can possibly find. Allow your head to hang heavy. And then find stillness in your downward facing dog. Bring your awareness to your pelvis region. Try to make this area as wide as possible. Our abs are active. We derive our strength from the ground, so press into the ground so much that you feel almost as if you're being lifted skyward. Very good. And then slowly walk your feet to the front of your mat. Bend your knees as much as you need here, and we'll meet in a forward fold. Go ahead and put your elbows in the palms of your hands. Ragdoll, tuck your tummy in again. Allow your head to hang heavy. Go ahead and sway back and forth if that's what's comfortable to you. In any position where our heart goes below our chest or our stomach, any position where we are standing and bending over, it's really important that we activate our abs. This is what protects our lower back here. Find stillness in your ragdoll. Place your hands on your hips. And then with an inhale, straighten your back as much as you possibly can. Roll your shoulders back. And feel almost as if somebody is lifting the crown of your head towards the ceiling. Come into a standing position. Inhale, roll your shoulders back. Allow your palms to face the front of the room now. Standing posture. This is known as Tadasana. Close your eyes. Feel into your Tadasana, your standing position. Ask yourself how you're going to greet your practice today. Stand as you would, as if you just accomplished something that you're really proud of here. Feel as though there's a string tied to the crown of your head to the ceiling. So somebody's lifting you higher and taller, but also feel as though there's a string attached to your hips. And this string, the other end of it, is in the core of the earth, and somebody's pulling you the other way. See how this feeling helps create space in the spine. See if you can lift your toes here. Press through all four corners of the feet, the balls of the feet, the heels of the feet. So there's a corner on each ball of the foot and a corner on the back of the heel of your foot on each side. And then see if you can just place your big toe onto the mat, keeping the other four toes lifted. If you can't, that's totally okay. Use your imagination here. Very good. Flutter the eyes open if they're closed, and we'll begin to slowly flow through Surya Namaskar, a sun salutation. Inhale. Lift your arms up above your head. Look up if that's comfortable. Exhale. Move towards a forward fold. Try to keep your back as straight as possible for as long as possible here. You reach your forward fold at the end of your exhale. Bend your knees however much is comfortable. Try to keep your back as straight as possible. Inhale. Straighten your back just a little bit more. You can press against your shins here, your thighs. Exhale, forward fold. Walk, jump, or step back to a plank position. If this is too much, feel free to place your knees on the mat and then lower yourself halfway into a half push-up. And then inhale, upward facing dog. Press against the mat, open your heart here. If you are in a position where your knees are on the mat, you can also lift yourself forward with your hips still on the mat too. Inhale, exhale, downward facing dog. Walk your dog here if that's comfortable, bending and straightening each leg, feeling into your practice today. Inhale, find stillness. Exhale, walk, jump, or step your way to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, press against your shins or thighs here, flatten your back. Exhale, move back through a forward fold. Inhale, hands to hips. Come up to a standing position, Tadasana. Lift your arms overhead at the top of your inhale. Arch your back if that's comfortable. Exhale, hands come to heart center. And then hands come to each side of the hips, Tadasana. Inhale. Exhale. We'll move through that again. Inhale. Lift your arms up overhead. Look at your palms if that's comfortable. Maybe find a slight arch in the spine. Exhale. Forward fold. Try to keep your back as flat as possible here. Bend your knees if that's what's comfortable. Inhale. Come out a little bit, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold. And then once more, move through Chaturanga Dandasana. It's that half push-up that we just did. Lower yourself halfway. Push forward to an upward facing dog. Then exhale, downward facing dog. Take 3 breaths here. Don't forget about the strength of your abdominal muscles here, the strength of your hands, the strength that you are deriving from the earth right underneath you. Inhale, exhale, walk, jump, or step your way to the front of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands come to hips. Lift yourself up to a standing position. At the top of your inhale, find your arms overhead. Exhale, hands come to your heart space, and then they fall to rest on either side of your hips. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold, walk, jump, or step towards a plank position. Knees can be on the mat if you so choose. Lower your body halfway. Then inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Feel as though there are weights attached to your heels here that are pushing your heels towards the mat more and more. This allows us to find a full stretch in our back legs. Your knees can be bent here however much you need also. Don't forget that. Exhale. One more inhale and exhale. At the bottom of your exhale, walk, jump, or step your way to the front of your mat. Forward fold. Inhale, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands come to hips. Bring yourself to a standing position. Arms come overhead at the top of your inhale. Very good. Exhale, hands to heart. And allow your hands to reach, to find rest on either side of your hips. We'll move through this one more time. Inhale, lift your arms overhead, arch your back if that's what's comfortable. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flatten your back. Exhale, Chaturanga Dandasana. Walk, jumpers, step your way to a plank position, lower your body halfway. Inhale, upward facing dog. Roll your shoulders back here. Find as much space as you possibly can around your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Allow your knees to come to your mat. Bring your big toes together. Child's pose. Your bottom comes to rest on your heels. Your head comes to rest on the mat. Use your strength to straighten your back as much as possible. This is a resting position, but in yoga, we try to find activity in each posture that we do. Each posture is but a relationship between the active and the passive. Everything in this world exists in opposition, and our yoga practice reminds us of that. At your next exhale, meet back in a downward facing dog. If you're not sure where you're supposed to be in a downward facing dog, you can put your hands underneath your shoulders, your knees directly underneath your hips, and that's a good indicator for where you want your hands and feet to be in a downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Spin your right heel towards the outside of your mat. Inhale, lift your right foot overhead. Try to keep your hips square here. Press through your hands and use the strength of your glutes to lift that right leg as much as possible. And then once you're at the top of that, go ahead and flip your knee open. Open that right hip towards the outside of your mat. Find a hip flexor stretch here. Don't forget about the strength of your hands. Don't forget about the extension of your spine. Send your breath into that right side body. Inhale, and then exhale, meet back in downward dog. Inhale, spin your right or your left heel towards the outside of your mat. Exhale, lift your right foot up overhead, three-legged dog. Use the strength of your glutes here. And then rotate your left knee towards the outside of your mat. Open that left hip. Find a stretch in your left hip flexor. Breathe into that left side body. Find your strength from the mat underneath your hands. Excellent. Very good. And then move back to a downward dog when you're ready. Inhale. Lift your right foot up overhead. And then with control, bring that right foot to rest between your hands. You can use your hands here if you need a little bit of help bringing that right foot forward. Inhale, flatten your back, and then lift your body up to a crescent lunge position. Lift your arms overhead. Feel as though you are trying to hold a piece of paper in between your thighs. So activate your inner thighs. Square your hips towards the front of the room. Activate your glutes here. And press that left foot or that left hip forward as you press the right hip back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can bring yourself a little bit deeper. Very good. Now, the flat back, on your exhale, bring your hands to either side of your right foot. Move back to a downward facing dog. Inhale, the left foot comes overhead now. Exhale, bring the left foot to rest between your hands. Inhale, flatten your back, and then lift your upper body to a crescent lunge position on the other side. Very good. Inhale and exhale. Again, feel as though you're scissoring your legs. Find strength in your glutes. Find strength in your inner thighs. Try to really press that right hip forward, that left hip back. Inhale, exhale. On your next exhale with a flat back, bring your hands to either side of your left foot. And then see if you can do this in one step. Bring your right foot to meet your left foot at the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, flatten your back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands come to hips. Bring your body to a standing position. Arms come overhead. Exhale, hands to heart. Then hands come to rest on either side of your hips, palm facing forward. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands to your hips. Shift your weight into your right foot. Lift your left foot. Inhale. Exhale. Step your left foot back. Find the back edge of your left foot parallel to the back of your mat. Your right knee is bent, warrior two. Roll your shoulders back. Lift your arms up and look over your right hand. Once more, where we find strength in this posture, find strength in your glutes to open up your hips. Feel as though you have an anchor attached to your left foot. We're finding our stability in our back foot here. Very good. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Rotate your palms skyward. Inhale. Lift your right foot or your right arm up overhead. Find a stretch in your right side body. Your left hand works your way down the left thigh. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, see if you can reach towards the ceiling even more. And then exhale, bring your right hand to your right knee. Your right elbow can then come to your right knee. And then stretch your left hand up overhead. And find a stretch in that left side body now. Inhale, exhale. Look up towards your hand if that's comfortable. Very good. Right back towards warrior two. Roll your shoulders back. Bring your hands to your hips, and then see if you can do this again in one step. Bring your left foot to meet your right foot at the top of your mat. If you have to take more than one step, that's totally okay. It's all a work in progress. Roll your shoulders back. Bring your hands to rest on either side of your hips. Rotate your hands forward. Inhale, breathe into that chest space. Exhale. Very good. Now we're going to do this on the other side. So bring your hands to your hips. Shift your weight into your left foot. Lift your right foot. And this time, shoot your right foot back. The back edge of the right foot is parallel with the back of the mat. The left knee is bent. Roll your shoulders back. Use the strength of your glutes to really open up your hips here. Bring your hands to shoulder level. Warrior two. Once more, we derive the stability from our back foot. Look at your front knee. Ensure that it's not tracking inward. If it is tracking inward, go ahead and pull yourself out just a little bit and see if you can put it right in line with your middle toe. Very good. Inhale, bring your right hand to your right thigh. Lift your left hand overhead. Breathe into that left side body. Very good. Then at your next exhale, bring that left hand to the left knee and then find your left elbow on the left knee. Lift your right arm up overhead. And now breathe into the right side body. Inhale and exhale. Move back to warrior two position. Roll your shoulders back. Bring your hands to your hips. And then once more, see if you can do this in one step. Bring your back foot to meet the front foot at the top of your mat. Inhale, roll your shoulders back. Exhale, bring your palms to either side of your hips, facing forward. Inhale, lift your arms up over your head. Exhale, forward fold. We're going to move through another chaturanga here. If it's too much, feel free to just meet in downward dog. Inhale, flatten the back. Exhale, forward fold. And then walk, jump, or step your way into a plank position. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Allow your head to hang heavy here. See if you can find your sacrum working its way even closer to the ceiling. Finding a real stretch, real extension of the spine here. Inhale, spin the right heel towards the outside of your mat. Lift the right foot up overhead, three-legged dog. Exhale, place the right foot in between your hands. Inhale, spin the back, the outside edge of the back foot parallel to the back side of your mat, and then bring yourself back up into a warrior two. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, look towards your hands. Go ahead and straighten the front leg and walk your back foot a little bit closer to your front foot. We're going to move through triangle pose, Trikonasana. Roll your shoulders back. Arms go to shoulder level. Inhale. Really feel into your glutes here. Find stability in your glute muscles. And then reach forward as far as you can until your upper body can't reach forward anymore and your right hand lowers towards your right foot. For stability, you can bring your right hand to your right thigh or to your right shin. Open your side body towards the front of the room. Very good. Look up if that's comfortable for you. See if you can shorten the left side body just a little bit. Extend the right side body. Strengthen your glutes, strengthen your abs here. You want to feel this stretch in your left hip and in your left side body. Very good. On your next inhale, bring your shoulders back, or your hands back up to shoulder level. Find yourself in standing. Rotate your right foot towards the long end of your mat and bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, roll your shoulders back. Exhale, lower your body into a wide-legged forward fold. If you need to here, you can widen your step just a little bit. And then you can place your hands either on the ground right in front of you, or you can grab your big toes with your fingers. If any of that's too much, that's totally okay. You can either walk your feet a little bit farther apart, or you can just bring your hands to your thighs or your hands to your hips. If your hands are at your hips, roll your shoulders back. And then if you want to work a little bit deeper into this posture, you can walk your hands back if they're on the ground. Back on your mat even further. But don't forget about trying to find length in your spine the whole time here. You can also use the strength of your arms with your fingers around your toes to pull yourself even deeper in this position. Remember, your abdominal muscles protect your back here, so suck them in. Very good. Inhale, bring your hands to your hips. Pull yourself back up to a standing position. Very good. Exhale, roll the shoulders back. This time, clasp your hands behind your back. See if you can open up to the heart space more. Inhale. Exhale. Lower your body with your arms up overhead. Allow your hands to fall over your head if that's comfortable for your shoulders. If not, bring them to whatever your comfortable extent of this posture is. Bring your awareness to your abdominal muscles here. Are they activated? Very good. Inhale. Exhale. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, pull your body back up to standing. Exhale, roll your shoulders back. Spin your left toes towards the short end of your mat. Warrior two on the opposite side. Hands come to shoulder level. Look over your left fingers with pride. Find stability in the right foot. And then straighten that left knee. Go ahead and heel toe your back foot in a little bit closer. We're going to move through Trikonasana or triangle pose on the other side. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale, find strength in your glutes. Reach forward as far as you can until you can't reach forward any longer, and then lower your body to Trikonasana. Your left hand can either find stability on your thigh or on your shin. Please avoid your knee here. See if you can rotate your heart open ever so slightly. Shorten that right side if possible, just a little bit. This helps us find activity in the correct muscles. good. Inhale, exhale. We never want to push ourselves in yoga beyond the extent of our breath. They say yoga without breath is just stretching. So, our breath that ties us to our body, our breath that ties us to this present moment. So, if we ever push beyond the means of our breath, it's really important that we take a step back a bit. Inhale, go ahead and bend that left leg ever so slightly. Bring yourself back up to a standing position. Rotate your left toes towards the front of your mat. Inhale, bring your hands to your hips, roll your shoulders back, and then bring yourself back down into a wide-legged forward fold. This time, place your right hand on the ground in front of you. If that's too far, go ahead and walk your feet out a little bit farther to find yourself in a wider straddle. Bring your left hand to your sacrum. Inhale, straighten your back as much as possible. Exhale, open up towards that left side. Try to keep your hips squared towards the front of the room here. And if it's comfortable on your neck, look up towards the ceiling. Breathe into the right side body. Inhale. And on your next exhale, find your left hand on the ground underneath your face. Your right hand comes to your sacrum. Extend through your spine and then open up towards the right side of the room. Look up if it's comfortable on your neck. Find strength in your abdominal muscles here. Very good. Go ahead and place both hands on the ground underneath your face. And then walk your hands forward as much as you can, as much as you're able to maintain with your center of balance still being on your feet. So you don't quite want to place all of your balance on your hands. You can distribute it a little bit, but the main focus is still on your feet here. Plug your shoulder blades into your back. Inhale, it's like a wide-legged downward dog. Exhale, go ahead and walk your hands back towards your feet. Bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, come to a standing position. Heel toe your feet inwards. We'll find ourselves in Tadasana for just a second. Close your eyes. How has your Tadasana changed since the beginning of class? Very good. Go ahead and flutter your eyes open and bring yourself down to your mat in a seated position. You can grab that blanket or pillow again if you need to put it underneath you. And then go ahead and use your hands to scoop out the flesh from underneath you. Find your sit bones in contact with the ground. Bring your hands to your knees. Inhale, roll the shoulders back. Exhale. And then we'll go ahead and we'll straighten our legs. If you need to readjust your flesh again, that's fine. Bring your hands underneath your thighs even and scoop your flesh out from underneath your thighs. Bring your hands to your calves and use your hands to massage your calf gently towards your feet on each side. And we find ourselves in Tadasana once more. You can either put your palms on the ground on the mat on either side of your hips, or you can make little cages with your fingers on the ground. Roll your shoulders back. How has this posture changed since the beginning of class? Is it perhaps a little bit easier to find length in your spine? Is it still challenging? The goal in yoga is always to look at wherever you are in this present moment without judgment. So it's just observation. We don't want to condemn anything as good or bad, it just is. And we want to find radical acceptance in each state of our body. The state of our bodies change so much, so quickly at times. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead. Exhale. Find yourself in a seated forward fold. Your hands can either find themselves on your thighs or on your shins. If it's comfortable, you can reach all the way towards your toes. You can grab the balls of your feet here. Straighten your legs as much as possible and see if you can use the strength of your hands wherever they fall to pull your chest forward just a little bit more. And then allow your head to hang heavy. Allow your body to begin to soften. You can bring your hands to rest on the ground even here. The only thing I want active here is your feet. Make sure your feet are flexed. Inhale, see if you can walk your hands on the ground a little bit further towards your feet to give yourself a little bit deeper of a stretch. And then relax. Close your eyes. Allow your head to hang heavy. Bring awareness to your breath. Pretty good. Flutter your eyes open. Walk your hands back towards your hips. And now bring yourself to a position where you are lying down on your mat. We're going to take our final posture, or Shavasana, corpse pose. Find your hands on either side of your hips with your palms facing up towards the ceiling. One last time, roll your shoulders back ever so slightly. Allow your toes to relax towards the outside of your mat. Take one last deep, deep, deep breath in. Fill your body as much as you possibly can with air. And then when you don't think you can fill it anymore with the air, sip in just a little bit extra breath. Hold it for just a moment. And then exhale out your mouth. Find softness in every corner of your body. Find softness in every muscle, every tendon, every ligament, every little square centimeter of fascia in your body. Even see if you can challenge yourself to find stillness in your blood. Soften the muscles around your eyes. Soften your jaw. Soften even the tip of your nose and the tips of your ears. Some say that this is the most important posture in a whole yoga practice, and that is because it is what allows us to integrate that yoga practice into our day, into our lives. It also gives us a chance to fully relax and be supported by the earth underneath us, to allow the ground to do its work in straightening our spines, to allow the ground to take every last ounce of worry away and replace it instead with a sense of support and comfort. When you're ready, wiggle your fingers and your toes. I challenge you to keep your eyes closed for as long as possible here. Roll onto your left side in the fetal position. Thank the ground underneath you for supporting you throughout your practice. And then press into the right palm of your hand into the earth until you come up to a seated position. Find yourself in whatever seated position is comfortable. Once more, I invite you to use your hands to scoop any flesh away from underneath you so that your sit bones can make contact with the ground. Bring your hands to your knees. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale into your heart space. Exhale, bring your hands together right in front of your heart. And bring all your awareness into that heart space. See if you can cultivate a sense of gratitude here, a sense of gratitude for your practice, perhaps for your community. Maybe you find gratitude instead in the trees and the stars. Maybe you find gratitude in your dinner, which you've either already eaten or you're about to eat. And see if you can bring this sense of gratitude to not just fill your heart space, but fill the area all around you. Fill the area of your body where your skin greets the air. And then fill the entire room around you. I invite you to come back to this space whenever you need. Go ahead and open your eyes. And I thank you so much for joining me today for Wednesday Night Yoga. I hope to see you here next week. This will be the remaining Zoom link for the foreseeable future. I went ahead and I changed all of my Zoom links so that they are the same. I found it less confusing. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. I will be here. And thank you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Thank you.